What's up? Welcome to day two of the Cold Wallet Black Friday sales. Every day I'm going to go live, bringing you new Cold Wallet sales. Every Cold Wallet brand isn't having their sales on the same day, but it seems like a new one is coming out every day. So I'm sharing them all with you, and you are going to get the best possible deals by seeing those Black Friday deals on this channel. Because on the channel, if you use the links from the channel, which are all posted down in the description for every deal that we talk about here on the live stream, in some cases you get an even better deal than if you just go to the website on your own and take advantage of the Black Friday deal there. So the way this works is I'll cover every single Black Friday deal every day, including the ones from the previous day, as well as the ones that are new today. So let's get right into it. So we are on day two, Cold Wallet Black Friday deals. You won't find these deals anywhere else, literally. So yesterday, the only company that offered a Black Friday deal that I know of was Ryder, and they did 30% off their entire wallet, plus you get the free wireless charger. So it's normally $249. The deal is $174. By the way, for anyone who's wondering, I also have the reviews of all these wallets in the description below, along with the link to the deals. You can also scan the QR code here in the upper right hand corner. That will take you directly to the manufacturer's website where these deals will be automatically applied. That said, Ryder is very similar to Tangem, except it has a screen, so it is a mobile-only NFC wallet. As far as how it creates the seed phrase, it uses their own unique Shamir backup, which basically takes your seed phrase, encrypts it, and then splits it into multiple shares, and then those shares are then distributed amongst the Ryder recovery key, which comes with the wallet itself, and then also part of it goes to your cloud backup, so that could be iCloud or Google, depending on what kind of phone you have. But it is fully wireless, and it is IP67 rated, so it's waterproof and dustproof. It does use an EAL6 secure element chip, and then the only way you can charge it, since it is completely wireless and there's no ports on it, is using the wireless charger. So that is included in the deal. And I think Ryder is probably one of the easiest wallets to use next to Tangem. The only downside to Ryder right now is because the brand is still so new, the coin support is very limited. But if you want to check them out, link and review down in the description. Next, and this is new today, a lot of people have been waiting for this deal, are Trezor wallets. So we have a lot going on with Trezor. So let's just go over it. The Safe 3 is 40% off, as well as the Safe 5 is also 40% off. So normally the Safe 3 is $79 for the Black Friday deal. It's only $49, which is an insane value. And then you have the Safe 5, usually $169, and the Black Friday deal is $101. Also an insane value. Trezor is literally the creators of hardware wallets. They were the first ever hardware wallet. If you haven't seen the first hardware wallet, it's this one right here. This is the Trezor Model 1, and they created this, I believe, back in 2013. So they are the OGs in the space. As far as what the difference is between the Safe 3 and the Safe 5, they both use an EAL6 Plus secure element chip. They're both 100% open source, including the secure chip, whereas most hardware wallets use a closed source secure chip. The Safe 3 is button operated, so you have two buttons to navigate the entire device, whereas the Safe 5 uses Gorilla Glass along with haptic touch to navigate the device. And the Safe 3 really is Trezor's entry-level wallet now, and then the Safe 5 is their entry-level touchscreen wallet. Neither of these wallets have a battery, so you have to use them plugged into your computer, and they're mainly only desktop wallets. But assuming that all checks out with you, this is probably one of the best wallets on the market you can buy, especially right now for 40% off. That said, Trezor's newest wallet, which is the wallet that I was most excited for this year, the Trezor Safe 7, is Trezor's first ever wireless wallet, meaning you can use it with both your computer and your phone. And the deal they have going on for the Safe 7 is it's the original price, $249, but you get the free wireless charger with the link in the description. Also, all the colors are available for pre-order now. So that's the Bitcoin Orange, which is their Bitcoin only firmware version, the Obsidian Green, and the Charcoal Black, which is the one that I have. They are all currently on sale, or they're all part of this deal, and they're all available to be pre-ordered right now. But the main difference between like the Safe 3 and the Safe 5 with the Safe 7 is the Safe 7 actually uses two secure element chips. One is the EAL6 Infineon chip that's used in the Safe 3 and the Safe 5. But the Safe 7 also added a brand new, the first ever auditable open source secure chip created by Satoshi Labs, who is the creator of Trezor hardware wallets. So basically, two secure element chips just means double their protection. If a hacker were to get a hold of your wallet, they'd have to compromise the security of both chips versus just one in other hardware wallets. That said, the Safe 7 remains 100% open source. Trezor is an open source company. All their wallets have always been 100% open source. And then another thing that's caused a lot of confusion, which I'm glad to explain here, is that the Safe 7 is the first quantum ready cold wallet. Now, that's not the same thing as quantum proof. There's no such thing as a quantum proof hardware wallet. Quantum ready, in terms of the Safe 7, means they're already using post quantum cryptography or post quantum code. And all that really means is if the blockchain networks like the Bitcoin network or Ethereum ever comes out with a post quantum algorithm that the wallets need to implement, they'll be able to implement it a lot easier because they're already using a post quantum code. So, just through like a simple firmware update where, it's hard to say if that'd be the case for other wallets that aren't currently using post quantum code. So the Safe 7 is the only hardware wallet using post quantum code at this time. And yeah, but I'd say that that's not even the main highlight. The main highlight of the Safe 7 is that it is their first wireless wallet. It uses a LiFePO 4 battery, which lasts 4 times longer than traditional lithium-ion batteries. Not on a day-to-day basis, but the actual lifespan of the battery. It can handle about 4 times the charging capacity. And you can completely set up the Safe 7 on your Android or iOS phone. That includes, again, the setup process, any firmware updates, anything like that. You can do it all from your phone. And this is the first Trezor wallet where you can do that, which is huge. And let's see. Let me just go over to Twitter here real quick so I can post the deals there. Dun, 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 dun. Can't forget about everyone watching on Twitter. Okay, do that. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns about anything, not just the deals that we're talking about, please drop them in the chat and I'll be answering them live. Okay, perfect. And then the final sale for today, again, this is only day 2, is the Keystone 3 Pro, which is one of the most popular air-gapped wallets on the market. Keystone is doing 20% off their wallet. So it's normally $149. It's $119 with this deal. Plus you get a free, I think it's a leather carrying case for the 3 Pro. But some features of the 3 Pro is that it is 100% open source. It uses 3 EAL secure elements, this is one of the only wallets to use 3 secure chips. And the reason they do that is because it allows you to manage and store 3 separate seed phrases. So you can essentially create and manage 3 different cold wallets using your one Keystone 3 Pro wallet. It also has a biometric fingerprint scanner, and you use this to unlock features in the device. And then, of course, it's an air-gapped wallet, so all your transaction signing is done using the camera on the back of the device. You scan QR codes if you've ever used an air-gapped wallet. This was a custom one that I had made. But this is the fingerprint scanner right here, and this unlocks certain features in the device. If you want to use it, you don't have to. And then you can see the camera right here for scanning QR codes. Here's kind of what the screen looks like turned on. So this is one of the larger wallets. It is a lightweight wallet. It's mainly all plastic, so it's not like the most premium wallet, but it gets the job done. And that is what we have for day 2 of Black Friday sales. Again, all the links to all these deals are in the description, or you can just scan the QR codes if you're watching this later. But yeah, we should, for the rest of the week, we should have new deals dropping every day. So I know a brand is dropping tomorrow, and then Friday we have a couple other hardware wallet brands that will be dropping their deals. So again, every day we'll have something new. If either of these 3 wallets aren't the right one for you, don't worry, because more are still to come. So I'll jump over to the chat real quick. Dun, dun, dun. And see what we got. Shout out to 352 Lambo. Thanks for joining the live stream. 352 Lambo is also wondering, can you review the Ballet or Ballet Cold Wallet? It might motivate them to expand their token support. Currently, I think it is terrible. I just switched to Tangem and I'm loving the token support. Yeah, I'll definitely look into that wallet, at least to get a review out. Get a review out. It's probably not something that I'll ever personally use, but that doesn't mean that I can't review it on the channel. The general's wondering, can I use the Bitcoin Safe 7 for other coins? So the Bitcoin Safe 7 is a Bitcoin only wallet. It has Bitcoin only firmware. It only supports Bitcoin. So that is important to note. And I could be wrong, but Trezor, like for the Safe 5, the Bitcoin only version, you can't install the multi-coin firmware on the Safe 5, for example. So I'm assuming it's the same for the Safe 7. You can only run the Bitcoin only version on it. I could be completely wrong, but who knows? Can the Keystone 3 Pro be used with Bluetooth or NFC, or is it only QR codes? So the Keystone 3 Pro does not have NFC, so you can't use this with NFC. You can use it with the QR codes or with a USB-C connection. It has an option in the settings to enable or disable the USB-C. So let's see what we got. So yeah, basically, if you, let me show you here. So you can use it just with the camera or with the USB-C. But if you go into the settings here, if I can get it to focus, you can see it says air gap mode. When enabled, the USB port can only be used for battery charging. So you really, the only options you have are the QR code scanner or a USB, the USB-C. So if I enable that, the USB-C is only good for, oh my goodness, the camera will not focus. It's only good for charging. So yeah, no NFC, no Bluetooth, just QR codes and USB-C, and that's why it's an air-gapped wallet. And just something I want to point out about air-gapped wallets: air-gapped wallets are not actually more secure than a non-air-gapped wallet. They're just technically less attack vectors, right? Because there's no Bluetooth, there's no USB-C, or at least with some wallets, they just completely eliminates the USB-C, or in the case of Keystone, you can disable it. That said, it's not like there's no hardware wallet that's ever been hacked via Bluetooth or USB-C. So although it's a technical concern, it's not really a big deal in the big scheme of things. Air-gapped wallets is mainly marketing. And I usually recommend air-gapped wallets to more like intermediate to advanced users, because they're usually just not as user-friendly as something like Tangem or the Trezor Safe 7 or the Ledger Flex, where you can just use Bluetooth or NFC to connect your wallet. Yes, this is a good point. I forgot to mention, of course, Trezor has a bunch of other deals going on their website. They have a bunch of package deals. They have the Trezor Keep Key metal seed phrase plate on sale. You get like $30 off. So yeah, definitely go use that link in the description, head over to Trezor's website and check out all their deals. I'm just covering the main ones because it would take a long time to cover everything here on the live. Making Memory says use Tangem and you will never go back. Yeah, I mean Tangem is always going to be one of my favorite wallets, but the reality is it's not for everyone. Not everyone likes using mobile wallets, and not everyone likes using a wallet that doesn't have a screen. So I do recommend Tangem for most beginners, but that doesn't mean that there aren't other great wallets out there, like the Trezor Safe 7 or like Rider One if you're looking for something similar to Tangem but with a screen. There's a lot of options, and there's no best cold wallet. There's only best for you. So, any deals on seed phrase storage? Yes, if you go again to Trezor's website, they have their version of their seed phrase storage on sale right now, and the link to that is in the description of this live stream. And I can show you what that looks like. I actually have this. It's just I don't have it on me. It's tucked away in a secure location. But this is what's currently on sale. It's $30 off on Trezor's website. So you've got two options. You have the 20 word option. So that one's going to be $60, $69. It's usually $99. And then you can get the metal, or sorry, the multi-share 20 word phrase. So this one comes with, it looks like three different shares or three different spots for three different seed phrases. And that one's $178. But I thought they had another one that was for 24 words. Where's that one at? They also have the Crypto Zeus on sale. That's a good one. This is for your standard 12 to 24 word seed phrase. That one's also discounted. Looks like $40. Oh, here's the 24 word. So they have a few different seed phrase options, seed phrase plates. They have the 20 word option, which is really only good for the Trezor wallets. That one's 30% off. They have the crypto tag Zeus, which is good for really any type of seed phrase. And then they have the Trezor Keep metal 24 word seed phrase. And those are all 30% off using Trezor's link in the description of this live stream. So yeah, thanks for pointing that out. Mac444 says, what is the best deal according to you? I mean, it's very subjective. I mean, they're all really good deals. I wouldn't say like one's better than the other. It really just depends on what you're looking for. Like obviously Rider's deal is pretty insane. You're getting $74 off the wallet, which is a massive deal, and the free wireless charger. And then also 40% off the Safe 3 and Safe 5 are also insane deals. I mean, $49 for a Trezor wallet is an extreme value. So is $100 for their touchscreen. And even though the Safe 7 isn't on sale, isn't a discounted price, I still think this wallet, even at its full price, is insane value because again, it is Trezor's first ever wireless wallet with a battery. So honestly, you can't go wrong with any of these deals. I wouldn't be looking at necessarily what's the best deal because they're all a great deal. I would be asking which wallet is right for you. And when you're looking at wallets, the two things that you want to check very first before anything else is what I call the two deal breakers. The very first thing you should check when looking into getting a wallet is coin support. Does it support the cryptocurrencies that you plan to secure with it? If it doesn't, you can mark that one off your list because you can't use it anyways. The second thing you want to check is device compatibility. Some wallets like Tangem are mobile only, while other wallets like the Trezor Safe 3 are mainly a computer wallet. And then you have some wallets like the Safe 7 that are, you can use on both mobile and desktop devices. So you want to make sure that whatever wallet you get also works with the devices you have at home. So that's what I'd be checking because these are all good deals. Harry Wood says, outside of Tangem, what do you recommend second for ease of use and security? That's a good question. I mean, one of the closest you're going to get is the Rider wallet because they basically built it to work like Tangem. The main difference is instead of the card, you get this physical device with a screen. So I'll blow it up here. So this is like your Tangem card, except it has its own screen that you can power on. and you actually hold, so you confirm the transaction on this device, and then you just hold it up to your phone, and then like Tangem, it approves the transaction. So this is probably the closest you're going to get to Tangem in terms of usability. Also, the setup can be done in about 60 seconds, just like Tangem. And it does have, like Tangem as well, you can set it up. Initially, you set it up without a seed phrase as a seedless wallet. And then after it's set up, you can go into the settings and write down your seed phrase if you want to. And I can kind of show you how to do that. So let's see. This is really bad. So yeah, if you just go to settings, and this is already after it's set up, you can see the first option says reveal secret recovery phrase is what that says, the first one. So basically you would select that, and then you just enter your PIN, and then you can see your actual seed phrase and write it down if you want to. The only downside to Rider right now in comparison to Tangem is that it doesn't support nearly as many cryptocurrencies or blockchain networks as Tangem. Tangem supports over 85 different blockchain networks, I believe, where Rider is like less than 10, I think. So they are prioritizing, adding more coin support, because I think that's what a lot of people are waiting on. But it's pretty common with any new wallet brand when they come out, they don't have the best coin support, so you just kind of have to bear with them. And the cool thing about like simple updates like coin support and adding new networks, those are all just done through firmware updates on the wallet. And the cool thing about Rider is to update the firmware. Again, just like with anything else, it is an NFC wallet, so you just hold it up to your phone. You can just set it on top of your phone like this, and it will download the firmware onto the device, and you'll get access to all those new tokens. Like Rider just came out with a new update the other day that added a bunch of SPL or Solana meme tokens. And yeah, the update only took a couple minutes, super simple. So yeah, I would say that's probably the closest thing to Tangem you're going to get right now. Dun, 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 dun. Saul Thomas, do you still use the Tangem ring? Is there any deals on it for Black Friday? Yes, I still use the Tangem ring. I wear it just about every day. I haven't put it on today just because I was working out earlier, and I don't wear rings when I work out. But yeah, again, remember, this is day 2 of Black Friday sales. We have tons of days to go. We're still waiting on Ledger Black Friday deals. We're still waiting on Tangem's Black Friday deals. OneKey, SafePal, all these other wallet brands, they have not released their deals yet. And that's why I'm going live every day, bringing these deals to you the day that they go live. So if you're waiting for any of those other brands, you just have to hold tight, because they're not, they don't have their deals yet. So, but yeah, the ring is awesome. The ring also comes with 2 cards, which is cool. 352 Lambo says, I need the Rider 1 in my fleet. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the thing about Rider 1, and like I said in the review, is the cool thing about being early to new hardware wallets is you basically get to help guide and direct where the wallet or where the brand takes the wallet, because they're really relying on user feedback for new features and new token support. So if you get your hands on any new wallet brand, Rider is one of the newest brands, along with the Era wallet that I recently reviewed. And then you just provide feedback both on this channel, because they watch the channel, they read through the comments, also on their website, also on their social media, like anywhere you can provide feedback about what networks and coins and features you want to see added. They'll start working on it, right? Because they want to make a wallet that people want to use. And that's the cool thing about being early. Like, I was pretty early to Tangem. So Tangem has been around since 2017, but in 2017, they were mainly B2B. So business to business, and they offer their wallets to like other businesses, basically. It wasn't until later, I think, like maybe 2021 or maybe even 2023, somewhere around there, that they started focusing on the consumer side of things. And I got my first Tangem wallet like 3 years ago, so I was pretty early to that wallet. And our community here on the channel has helped add, like, a lot of the features you see in Tangem is because of the Cyber community. Like, the reason you can generate a seed phrase on Tangem is because of this channel. A bunch of people requested the feature. We communicated that to Tangem, and they added it. And that's the case with any new wallet. So it is fun. It's not for everyone, but it is fun to be early to new wallets. OPG says, once we configured a Tangem wallet in our phone, do we know if we can check our seed phrase on Tangem to be sure we wrote it down correctly? No, you cannot check your seed phrase on Tangem after you've already created the wallet. Though if you want to do that, the way that you would do that is you set up your wallet, generate the seed phrase, you write it down, then you go into settings, you select your wallet, then you select manage device. Then you want to factory reset all your cards. This will put it back to normal, like they're brand new cards. And then you go through the setup process again. But instead of creating a new seed phrase, you tap the option that says import recovery phrase. And then you would just import or enter that seed phrase that you just wrote down. You would enter it into the wallet. And then if you wrote it down correctly, it'll create the wallet again. So that's how you would check that. Ty says, are crypto wallets that come with recovery tags trying to replace the seed phrase method? I would say yes and no. Most, like all the wallets, like Ledger even has recovery tags now. Writer One has recovery tags. All those wallets still allow you to view your seed phrase. So what they're doing is they're letting the user decide how to use the wallet. Because like with Tangem, a lot of people love using Tangem without a seed phrase. But that doesn't mean everyone wants to use it without a seed phrase. So what we're seeing wallets do now is give users the options to choose how they want to use their wallet. So that's what I would say with that. Salt Thomas says, what do you think is best for Zcash? I know it's a hot coin right now. I don't really know. I mean, whatever wallet supports Zcash is going to be fine for it. What that wallet is, I don't know. You just have to, again, find a wallet that interests you, then go to its website, go to the coin support tab, type in Zcash. If it supports it, it'll tell you. So there's no like best wallet for Zcash. It's just whatever wallet that you want that supports Zcash is the best wallet. All these wallets do the same thing. They all generate your keys securely. They store it in a secure environment, and they allow you to sign crypto transactions offline in that same secure environment. So whatever wallet that you find that does that best for you and for the coins you hold, that's what the best wallet is. The general says, can I just add any coin on my Tangem using the contract address? Yes and no. To add custom tokens on Tangem, the wallet has to support the network. So yes, you can, as long as that network is supported. But if you're trying to add a coin, a custom token on Tangem on a network that's not supported, then that's not going to work. What do you think about using only one seed phrase and import it, access it together for more than one or many different hardware wallet brands, but create a different passphrase for each? Yeah, I mean, you can do that. When you create a passphrase wallet with that seed phrase, you are creating a completely separate wallet. So that wallet has its own key, it has its own master key, it has its own receiving addresses, it has its own private keys. So yeah, that's a good way to do it. I don't see anything wrong with that necessarily. I would be more concerned about how you're physically storing the seed phrase and the passphrase, right? Like, because if you had your seed phrase just sitting at your house in a drawer or something, and then you had all the passphrases written down next to it, that wouldn't be the best operational security because, if someone found that, they would have access to all your wallets. So you might want to, at least distribute your passwords in a way that would make it difficult for someone to find. But in terms of like being secure, that is a secure way to go about doing it. And it is convenient because you don't have to manage a bunch of different seed phrases. You can just have your one seed phrase and then, your 3 different or however many different passphrases, to your point. Is it better to get a new cheap phone? I use Android for connecting Trezor Safe 5 by the USB-C cable, or can I use my main Android phone where I have video games? So yeah, it doesn't matter what phone you use to connect your Trezor Safe 5. It's going to be immune to Like if you had malware on your phone, it's not going to affect your Trezor Safe 5. It's completely separate from your phone. It's offline. There's a lot of security features in place that would prevent malware from touching your wallet. That's why you want to use a cold wallet. So yeah, that's not necessary. Are there any other wallets besides Ledger that use a standalone recovery key? I mean, Rider One. Rider One is one of the main ones. They have their own recovery key. Looks like this. It's IP68 rated. And it's also NFC. So anytime you're recovering your key, you just hold it up to the back of your wallet. Also, the Era wallet comes with 3 recovery keys. This is an air gap wallet that allows you to store 10 different seed phrases. And it comes with 3 recovery keys, but I don't know where those keys are right now because my desk is a mess. But yeah, that's another wallet. It works exactly like Ledger's. Basically, you just hold it up to the recovery cards, and it copies your seed phrase onto it. And all the recovery keys that are offered with these wallets, whether it's Era, whether it's Rider, whether it's Ledger, all the recovery keys also come with their own PIN. So you can't just like pick up someone's recovery key and use it. You also have to know their PIN, and they also have a limited number of attempts you get to try to access the recovery key before it resets itself, similar to hardware wallets like a self-destruct thing. So OPG says, have you ever been hacked in any of your cold wallets? No. Cold wallets don't get hacked. Anytime someone loses money or their cold wallet is compromised, it's not a hack, it's a user error. And no, I've never made a user error like that either that's led to any of my wallets being drained. Even my hot wallets, I've never had a hot wallet drained. But I also don't keep a lot of crypto on hot wallets. But no, none of my cold wallets have ever been compromised. There's only been like 3 cases of hardware wallets being actually hacked. And all of those were physical hacks. So the hacker had physical access to the device. They had it in their hand. And in those cases, a lot of them were done in labs where they have tools that are worth, thousands of dollars. And then you have to have the technical know-how. So yeah, there have been very few actual hacks or hardware wallet hacks, which is why they're the most secure option for securing your crypto. Mighty Tone says, are all 24-word seed phrases created equal? Can you use that seed phrase? Will you be able to use it on Trezor, Ledger, Decent, Rider? Yeah, so seed phrases are not brand specific. A seed phrase is it's called a BIP39. If you just type in like the BIP39 word list, that is where all seed phrases are derived from. And yes, you can take your seed phrase from one brand of wallet like Trezor and import it into your other brand of wallet like Ledger. The only thing that you would have to be aware of is, Ledger, for example, supports a lot more blockchain networks and cryptocurrencies than Trezor. So if you were taking your Ledger seed phrase, for example, or a seed phrase that you created in a Ledger wallet, and you entered it into a Trezor wallet, all of your tokens or coins might not be displayed in your Trezor wallet because it might not support those cryptocurrencies. So even though you still have access to those coins with your seed phrase and you still own them, you just might not be able to view them in Trezor if they're not supported. So that's like the main thing you'd have to watch out for. But yeah, seed phrases, again, they're not brand specific. The general says, I want to get the Ledger Flex. Can I add new tokens on the BNB Smart Chain in the app? Yeah, I think with Ledger, you don't even need to add the new tokens. You would just, because a BNB Smart Chain it's an Ethereum virtual machine address. So it's going to be the same as your Ethereum receiving address. So you would just send that token to your BNB address or to your Ethereum address, and it will populate itself in Ledger Live, which is now called Ledger Wallet or whatever. Mighty Tone, you are welcome. And we can go over this again real quick while we wait for any more questions or concerns rolling through. But again, this is day 2 of the Black Friday sales. So if you don't see the sale that you're waiting for yet, that's because the brand has not released the sale yet. So tomorrow, Friday, and then even onwards into next week, brands will continue to release their deals. So as they go live, I'm sharing them with you live every day here on the channel. And you can't find these deals. I mean, some of them you can, obviously, but some of these deals are exclusive to our community, and you're getting the best deal possible, even better than the Black Friday deal that's offered on the website. So you're literally getting the best deals, and in some scenarios, you can't find them anywhere else. But the one that went live yesterday, and that is still live for weeks to come, is Rider One, which is a new wallet that's very similar to Tangem, but it has its own screen. It's a mobile-only NFC wallet like Tangem. It uses Shamir seed phrase backup, so it actually splits your seed phrase into multiple encrypted shares and then stores the seed phrase in different places. So one share is kept on the actual Rider One wallet. Another share is kept on the recovery tag that comes with the wallet. And then another share is either stored locally on your phone or in the cloud, like a iCloud or the Google Cloud. But because they're just shares, you couldn't do anything with just one share. You have to have all the shares together to access the wallet. It's also fully wireless. Again, it is an NFC only wallet. It's IP67 rated, so it's dust waterproof. It uses a secure element chip, and it supports wireless charging because it is a completely enclosed wireless wallet. You can only charge it using the wireless charger that comes with the wallet. This is a really good deal. You're saving $74. It's normally $250. And you're getting it for $174 with that free wireless charger. And then today, Trezor announced their Black Friday deals, 40% off the Save 3, 40% off the Save 5 as well. Both wallets are pretty similar. The main difference between the Save 3 and the Save 5 is that the Save 3 is button operated. So it has two buttons to navigate the entire device. And I can actually show you what the Save 3 looks like. This is the Save 3. And for comparison, this is the Save 5. So you can see the size difference here. The Save 5 uses a Gorilla Glass touchscreen with haptic feedback. The Save 3 is the two little buttons. That's how you navigate the device. Both wallets they have no battery, so they have to be plugged in to use them. They're mainly desktop wallets. They're best used with your computer. That said, they're insanely priced right now. The Save 3 is usually $79. Right now it's $49. The Save 5 is usually $169. Right now it's only $101. And again, the link to all these deals are in the description of this live stream, or you can just scan this QR code in the upper right-hand corner, and it'll take you to their website. And then we have the Trezor Safe 7, which is Trezor's latest wallet, one of the wallets I was most excited for. It's Trezor's first ever wireless hardware wallet with a battery, and not just any battery. It uses a LiFePO 4 battery, which is it's more durable than standard lithium-ion batteries. It has a 4 times longer lifespan. But this is the first Trezor wallet that you can set up and use and manage using both your computer and iOS and Android mobile devices. That includes the complete setup can all be done from your phone. Firmware updates can be done from your phone as well. And if you haven't seen that, check out the review in the description of this live stream of the Safe 7. And then at the end of that review, I also have a Trezor Safe 7 user guide where I take you through how to set it up on your phone, how to send crypto to it, how to send crypto from it, how to navigate Trezor Suite. I share all that good stuff. And it also uses 2 secure element chips that are 100% open source. So basically it's double the protection. A hacker would have to basically break both secure element chips to hack the wallet. And Trezor has always remained 100% open source, which means all of their code is publicly available for anyone to review, including security experts. And it is the first ever hardware wallet to use post-quantum cryptography. So it is already using a type of post-quantum code that I believe was created or launched in 2024. I could be wrong about that, but I believe it was launched last year. And all that really means is when networks like Bitcoin or Ethereum comes out, or if they come out with a post-quantum update, the Safe 7 will basically be able to implement those updates a lot easier than a wallet that doesn't currently support, um, that isn't currently quantum ready, as Trezor is calling it. So it's not a quantum proof wallet. There's no such thing as a quantum proof hardware wallet. It's up to the blockchain networks to make sure their networks are quantum proof, and then the wallets really just implement that technology. But again, the main highlight for the Safe 7 for me is that it is their first ever completely wireless wallet. You can still use it with the USB-C cable if you want, but it does have Bluetooth. And the cool thing about the Safe 7 is, unlike Trezor, you can actually use a Bluetooth with both your phone and your computer to manage the wallet. So yeah, it's a super sick wallet. It's currently $249, which is the normal price, but you get the free wireless charger, and all the colors are currently available to order. So you've got the Bitcoin Orange, which is the Bitcoin only firmware. You have the Obsidian Green and the Charcoal Black, which is the one that I have. And the back of this is actually it's reinforced glass. So it's basically, they basically layer metal on top of glass, and they have multiple layers of metal and glass. And that's so it doesn't interfere with any of the wireless connections. But it's a really good looking wallet. It also has one of the brightest screens of any wallet on the market. So the screen brightness is 700 nits, which is close to iPhone territory. iPhones run, I mean, they have a higher max nit, but iPhones run on about 1,000 nits of brightness. This is 700 nits, so it is one of the brightest, if not the brightest, hardware wallet screens on the market. And you can see the buttons are nice and big, so you're not going to fat finger anything. Super sick wallet. And then the last deal that we covered today is the Keystone 3 Pro, which is a popular air gap wallet. It's been around for a few years, a couple years, I should say. And it's usually $149. You're getting 20% off plus a free carrying case, making it $119. It's 100% open source. It uses 3 secure element chips because you can create and manage 3 separate seed phrases, which is one of the only wallets that allows you to do that. It also has a biometric fingerprint scanner on the back that you can use to access the wallet. This is the back of the wallet. Obviously, this is a custom branded one that I had made, but the fingerprint scanner, biometric scanner is right here. Then it has the camera for scanning QR codes. And yeah, if you like air gap wallets, Keystone's one of the most popular ones. So those are all the deals we're looking at for today. And remember, more deals are coming out tomorrow, Friday, and then even the following week. Let's see, where were we here? Um, 352 Lambo says, is it possible for Tangem to roll out Tangem Pay on Black Friday? So according to Tangem Pay is already available for certain people in certain areas. So it's already rolled out. As far as rolling it out to the rest of the world, I don't know. I'm sure they're just doing it slowly. On random creation of seed phrase, are all wallets on par with each other security wise? Most wallets use a TRNG, or a true random number generator, inside of the secure element chip. So I'd say yes, most of them are on par for creating a truly random seed phrase. Let's see. Is it also safe to have 3 software hot wallets on my main phone for some crypto that my chosen cold wallet doesn't support? I would say in general, yes, but I personally wouldn't hold any crypto on hot wallets that I'm just holding to secure. Whether it's your main phone or your side phone, it's just not a secure way to store crypto. I would be looking into getting a hardware wallet that supports those coins. I don't keep really any crypto on hot wallets unless I'm actively trading those cryptocurrencies or doing something with it. And then once I'm done with my trade, I send it back to my cold wallet for safekeeping. But again, hot wallets, crypto exchanges, those are not places to store your crypto. They're really just there for interacting on, in the case of crypto exchanges, it's an exchange. You buy and sell crypto. In the case of hot wallets, it's good for interacting with like certain decentralized platforms, whether that's a decentralized exchange or you're claiming an airdrop or you're mining crypto. But neither of those options are a good solution for storing and securing your crypto. You really should look at getting a hardware wallet for those tokens. Can you create your own seed phrase using Spanish or any other language? No. Again, all seed phrases are derived from the BIP 39 word list. Go look it up, or I can even show you right here. So the possible number of combinations from the BIP 39 word list is a number so large that, I mean, humans can't even comprehend it. It's 2,048 words. And yeah, the possible number of combinations from those words is so large that it's mathematically impossible to ever generate the same seed phrase, or for anyone or anything, including quantum computing, to ever guess it. Like the odds of someone or something finding out your seed phrase are basically zero. You're more likely to get struck by lightning every single day of your life and survive each strike than someone is to guess your seed phrase. So, yeah, you can't create your own seed phrase. The only exception, I would say, the closest thing you're going to get to creating your own seed phrase is you generate a seed phrase and then you can create a passphrase. A passphrase allows you to add any word or phrase on top of your seed phrase to create a completely separate hidden wallet. And that hidden wallet has its own set of private keys, its own receiving address. So it's literally essentially your own seed phrase, but you still have to generate that core seed phrase, and then you combine it with your own word or phrase basically to create a new wallet. That's kind of how you would do that. And if you wanted to, use Spanish words for the passphrase, you would be able to do that. As far as like the I don't know if you could actually use like Spanish like letters, because there's different accents in the Spanish language from English. I don't know because I've never tried it. But you could definitely, at least spell out Spanish words if you wanted to. I would get the Safe5 if you want to do sharded seed words way quicker to test seed combos. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of wallets that offer like Shamir backups. Trezor's one of them. Ledger offers it. Rider does it more seamlessly than Trezor even. So yeah, there's lots of options. Is a Ledger Flex able to use phone only, no PC required for updates? So the Ledger Flex is all the Ledger touchscreens, the Gen 5, the Flex, and the Stacks are all mobile and desktop compatible, and you can set them up using your computer or your phone. And I've also done firmware updates using only my phone. So I would like to say yes. The only thing is I have seen some people have issues updating their firmware using their phone. So I'm not going to say you won't run into some issues, but it is created to be used just with your phone if you want to use it that way. And I've really used my Ledger Flex with my iPhone without any issues. I've done firmware updates on it. So yeah, you can. But also like the Trezor Safe 7, which is this wallet here on screen, this one is also meant to be used with your phone and your computer. And I've went through the entire setup process in a video. If you want to watch it, just type in Trezor Safe 7 user guide. But this one is meant to be used with your phone or your computer, whichever you prefer, using Bluetooth or USB-C. So you might want to look into this one as well, depending on which coin support you need. Is it safe to buy Trezor from an authorized reseller? So in general, my general rule of thumb is never do that. Only ever buy hardware wallets directly from the manufacturer's website. Don't buy it on Amazon. Definitely don't buy it on eBay or Facebook Marketplace. But I do understand that some parts of the world, the manufacturer doesn't actually ship to those parts of the world, so they rely on resellers to do the shipping. So I'd say that would be like the only exception to that rule. But in general, I just don't recommend it to be safe. I will say most wallets on the market nowadays, though, including Trezor, they have a firmware authentication check. So when you set up the wallet, it verifies the wallet, the device you're using, and the firmware is authentic from Trezor. My only thing is, like, why take the risk in the first place if you don't have to, right? And just order directly from the manufacturer. Plus, you don't get the deals from authorized resellers. You don't get the same deals that they're offering on the manufacturer's website. So that's what I would say about that. Does Ledger provide Bluetooth for phone and computer like the Safe 7? So Ledger has Bluetooth. That's how you use it with your phone, yes, but you can't use Ledger's Bluetooth with your computer. Whereas a Safe 7, its Bluetooth works for both your phone and a computer. You're welcome, Ninja. Are any other cold wallet platforms releasing or already released a Tangent Pay-like feature to spend crypto like cash for transactions? Yeah, there's lots of cold wallets that already have crypto cards. Ledger has one, but they're not the same. They're not a self-custodial hardware wallet debit card like Tangent is. So that's the main difference. Most of them are, I believe, are operated by like centralized exchanges. So it's not quite the same, but there are other brands that have it. IMSJ says Trezor 7 looks cool, but Tangent is still the king of cold wallets. For sure. I mean, again, very subjective, but I understand if that's that you feel that way. Because I'd agree, Tangent is still top of the league. Have you reviewed the Safe Pal S1 Pro in the past? Couldn't find. So no, I've got it right here. I literally just got these delivered. Got the S1 Pro and the normal S1. So I have the reviews for both of those coming soon. TJ Talk says, is it generally safe using the QR code sending option as opposed to copying the address? I would say yes. I've never heard of anyone having any issues using the QR code. Let's see. Would you go with a Trezor Safe 3 or a Ledger Nano S Plus? It really depends. Again, you want to check. The first thing you should check for both of those is coin support. Ledger supports a lot more cryptocurrencies than Trezor, so start there. Then that'll help you decide, because you might find that Trezor doesn't even support the cryptocurrencies you want to hold. Other than that, they're both going to secure your crypto equally well. So then it would come down to, would you rather use Ledger Live, now called Ledger Wallet, or would you rather use Trezor Suite? They both work pretty similar. Again, both wallets really do the same thing. So it just depends on what you like. Let's see if I have. I've got like all the wallets on my desk, but don't know where my Nano S Plus is. Oh, it's right there. No. Yeah, it really just depends. I think you can't go wrong with either one unless you choose one that doesn't support your crypto. Do you still rate Tangent? Says Kill Rockstar TV. I don't know what that means. You're welcome. Mighty Tone says, are you still as confident of Decent hardware wallets as the others you suggest currently? Decent is one of the only wallets I don't recommend using. It's 100% closed source, meaning there's no way to verify anything that company claims to be true is actually true, because it's all kept private to the company. So yeah, I don't recommend Decent. I have a Decent wallet. I don't use it. You see a lot of other crypto influencers recommend it because Decent has paid them in the past to basically just to post a video. So that's probably one reason why you see a lot of influencers push it so hard. But yeah. Bushman Canic says, is it straightforward to send from one cold wallet to a new one? Absolutely. It's the same. If you've ever sent crypto before, it's the exact same process. The process of sending crypto never changes. It's easy as sending an email. If you've never done it, after you do it a couple times, it becomes that easy, but it's always the same. You copy the receiving address from the wallet you're sending crypto to, you go to the send wallet, you hit send, you paste the receiving address, you enter how much crypto you want to send, and you confirm the send. It's nothing to it really. Or if you're going from one cold wallet to another, you would just, if you really wanted to and you want to keep the same seed phrase, you just, during the setup on the new wallet, you'll just enter your seed phrase from your old wallet into the new wallet, and you'll have instant access to all your crypto, and you don't have to do any transfers. Are there crypto cards that allow you to spend without KYC? I don't think so. That would be very unlikely, because any type of bank card requires KYC. Just an idea, could I get a cheap phone where I keep the few coins that my chosen cold wallet doesn't support and keep the phone on airplane mode all the time? It's not going to do anything for you. That's not the issue. If you were to ever somehow get malware on that phone, it doesn't matter if it has an internet connection or not. Malware doesn't necessarily require an internet connection once it's already on your device. The issue with hot wallets is the keys to your crypto are stored on your physical phone in the software. That is the risk. The only way you eliminate that risk is by using a cold wallet. So using airplane mode isn't really going to do anything for you. Mighty Tone says, I've always been a little concerned about the muted presence Decent has online. Thanks for the opinion. Yeah, for sure. I think Decent would be a good wallet. Like a lot of people enjoy using it. So I think like usability wise, it's a good wallet from what others have said. It's just not a brand that I personally trust or use myself. So I don't recommend it to people because I don't recommend wallets that I wouldn't actually use myself. Would you consider to review a Red Dot Pay crypto card? I find this very useful to spend USDT in the real world. Maybe. Yeah, I haven't done too many crypto cards. The first crypto card I'll review is Tangent Pay, which allows you to spend USDC in the real world at over 95 million Visa terminals around the world. And it's a self custodial wallet at the same time. So you always have full control and access to your crypto. So Tangent Pay is probably the one that I'll review before I review anything else like Red Dot or whatever it may be. Let's see here. 45. Let me just check a couple things. What's going on over here on Twitter? Let's see. I think most of the questions from Twitter come through on the live stream, but I always like to double check in case there's something in the comments section maybe that I missed. But it looks like we're all caught up, so that's good. Sweet. Yeah, if anyone has any other questions or concerns, even if it's about something unrelated to these wallets that are on sale, I'm happy to answer them. Again, all the links to all these deals are in the description, and this is only day 2 of Black Friday. You won't. So if there's any other deals you're waiting for, like Ledger or Tangem, just know those deals are coming up. The brands just haven't launched them yet. So currently we have, these are the deals that are currently available. We have 30% off the Writer wallet. So you say $74. We've got 40% off the Trezor Safe 3 and Trezor Safe 5, which is an insane deal. You're getting the Safe 3 for only $49, the Safe 5 for only $100. And then the brand new Safe 7, which is one of my favorite hardware wallets on the market right now, is the original price of $249, but you get the original wireless charger. Also, all the colors are currently available. Before the green one wasn't available, but now I can even show you what I'm talking about here. So all these colors are available. You can get the charcoal black, which is the one that I have. That's available for pre-order. And those actually already started shipping. Then the Obsidian Green, this one is now available to pre-order as well. Looks like this one will start shipping December 5th. And then they have the Bitcoin Orange. Just note that this is designed exclusively for Bitcoin, so it is a Bitcoin-only wallet, whereas the Obsidian Green and the Charcoal Black are both multi-coin, so it supports all the cryptocurrencies Trezor supports. But also on that, if you go to that link in the description of this live stream, you can see all the deals here. If you're looking for a metal seed phrase plate backup, they also have 30% off their metal seed phrase plate. So you can get the 24-word capsule. It's usually $99. It's only $69. It's fireproof, it's waterproof, and it's impact resistant. I have this one, but it's tucked away, so I can't show it to you. And then they also have bundle deals going on where you can save over $100. So yeah, just go to that link in the description and check out all the deals if you're looking at anything Trezor, because you're going to save a lot of money. And then the last deal that we had for day 2 of Black Friday is the Keystone 3 Pro, one of the most popular air-gapped wallets. Usually $149, currently only $119. Dun, dun, dun. Is there a chance to get malware on the cheap phone, even if I only use it for software, hot wallets, and nothing else? Depends. I would say technically there's always a chance. It's just less likely. So if you did a passphrase on a 24-word seed phrase in your ledger, you won't be able to move that account into a Tangem, or will you? Tangem supports passphrases. You can import a seed phrase and passphrase combo into Tangem. Trezor doesn't ship to India. Authorized seller is the only option. That's exactly what I said. Again, I don't recommend ever ordering from an authorized reseller unless the manufacturer in your area doesn't ship to you. That'd be the only time I'd consider ordering from an authorized reseller. When you get the wallet, you want to double check that the seed phrase isn't already generated. So it should have you go through the setup process, generate your own keys. Also, make sure to do the firmware authentication check, which again, this is all part of the setup process. So it'll take you through these steps. The only other thing that you could do is just consider getting a different wallet that actually ships to your location from the manufacturer. But if you're really set on Trezor and an authorized reseller is your only option, then that's your only option. So why get a Bitcoin only wallet? That's a good question. Bitcoin only wallets are not more secure than a non-Bitcoin only wallet. That's how it's advertised. That's how it's marketed. And it's really just marketed at Bitcoin maxis who only hold Bitcoin. So, if you only hold Bitcoin, then maybe it makes sense to get a Bitcoin only wallet. I don't personally use Bitcoin only wallets. Bitcoin Grower says there are a ton of other items. If you click to see more, yeah, exactly. Like I just said, if you go to Trezor's website, they have a ton of different sales right now. Let's say I use wallets for years that use batteries like Trezor wallets. In the case the battery is not working, can we still approve a transaction on it? So even when the battery fails, you can still use the wallet connected to USB. So it basically operates like a wallet without a battery. You just have to use it plugged in. Bitcoin Grower says you can put regular firmware on the orange Bitcoin one, so it's not locked to Bitcoin only. Okay, I mean, I would only believe that if you have the Safe 7 Bitcoin Grower and have done that, because Trezor told me, like with the Safe 5, that you can't do that. So I definitely need to get confirmation on that. Great info. Checked out Tangem on your recommendation. It was just to ask, do you think 2 or 3 cards or 2 cards and ring? What is the best option? Yeah, so in terms of the 2 to 3 card argument, it depends how you're going to use the wallet. You can use Tangem one of 2 ways. You can use it without a seed phrase or with the seed phrase. If you use Tangem without a seed phrase, then the only keys you have, the only way you can access your crypto is through your cards. So if you were to lose all your cards, you would lose access to all your crypto. So if you're going to use your Tangem wallet without a seed phrase and have the cards as your only backup, you'd want to get the 3 card set or the ring that comes with 2 cards, because that's the same as a 3 card set, because you'll have more backups. Just more is better in that scenario. If you're going to use your wallet with a seed phrase, then you can get away with getting the 2-pack, because you can write down your seed phrase and create as many backups of your seed phrase as you want to. But if you just want the ring because you want the ring, you're going to get 3 wallets or 3 sets anyways, or 3 wallets anyways, because that's just what it comes with. So again, it depends. If you're going to use a seed phrase, you can get away with 2 cards. If you're not going to use a seed phrase, make sure you get a 3-pack, whether that's 3 cards or the ring and 2 cards. Why doesn't Tangem allow 1 card with seed phrase? Because Tangem was originally designed to be used without a seed phrase. Therefore, they required a minimum of 2 cards to set up your wallet, because the cards act as a backup, and that's just how they've kept it. Can you speak about the passphrase? I want to understand it more, specifically the $5 wrench attack. So a passphrase, and why it's called a hidden wallet, is it allows you to, so with the passphrase, all you're doing is you have your 24-word seed phrase, and then you can add your own word or phrase on top of that to create a completely separate hidden wallet. That way, even if someone were to get your seed phrase, if the majority of your crypto was stored in your passphrase wallet, even if they have your seed phrase, they still won't be able to access your passphrase wallet, because they need both your seed phrase and the passphrase combined to access that wallet. And why this can help with like a $5 wrench attack is, let's say someone is holding you hostage and they're like, give me access to your seed phrase. And you're like, okay, here you go. Here's my 24-word seed phrase. And let's say you have like $100 worth of crypto on that. And then they call you a cheap piece of crap, and then they kick you out the door, and then they take your $100. Little do they know, you still had, $10,000 on the passphrase wallet. But they don't know about your passphrase wallet because only you know about it. So that's kind of how that works. But the passphrase wallet, it does complete a completely separate wallet from your seed phrase wallet. So it's basically like creating a completely new wallet with its own keys and receiving addresses. Have you ever had an instant where you send money from an exchange to your cold wallet and it hasn't appeared in days, even after making sure the send to address was verified multiple times? Indiana Pips, the best thing you can do is check the blockchain. If you go on the exchange, you can click on the transaction and actually view the transaction on the blockchain. And what you're looking for when you go to the blockchain Explorer is it should say transaction approved. If the transaction is approved, that means the transaction is already settled and it's a done deal. So then you can start troubleshooting. Like if you sent this to your Tangent wallet, for example, my guess would be that you sent it on or you don't have the right network enabled. For example, Tangent has, a bunch of different, what am I trying to say here? Like some tokens are supported on multiple blockchain networks. And even though all those blockchain networks use the same address, you might have to enable those addresses in your wallet to be able to view the crypto that's already sitting there. So it could just be as simple as enabling the other network, and then you'll see it there. But again, the first place you want to start is the blockchain, because the blockchain never lies. That's where you're going to get the truth of what happened, and whether the transaction has been confirmed or not. Is a Bitcoin only wallet the same price as a multi-coin wallet? Yes, it is. Again, just check out the link in the description. It'll take you, you can look at all the pricing there. But yes, it's the exact same price. You are welcome, Brian. Thanks for joining the live stream. Can you add a passphrase even if you already set your 12-word seed phrase? Yes, you can. Yeah, you can. You have to create a seed phrase first before you can add a passphrase. That's how that works. Just bought a Trezor Safe 3. Thank you. Awesome. I hope you enjoy that. The Safe 3 is one of my favorite wallets. I mean, it's a super basic wallet, but I like basic wallets. It works well. So yeah, nicely done. It was on my Trezor wallet. I was supposed to receive it and some other exchange sent it to me. I don't know what you mean by some other exchange sent it to me, but again, what I said still stands. You need to go and check the blockchain. So go back to the exchange. If you can't do that, then you should have some kind of transaction ID or something that you can view. Also, Indiana Pips, like if you want to get specific, you could tell me, but I don't know if you know how to look at the blockchain or anything like that, but it's pretty basic. Depending on what blockchain it is, you'd go to that blockchain explorer, then you can enter your wallet's receiving address, and that will show you every transaction you've ever done, and whether it was approved or failed or not. So if you want to get more specific, then we could actually, I could either look it up here on the live stream and we could look at it together, or I could kind of show you how to do it at least. 352 Lambo, how do we check our transaction directly on the blockchain? Again, it kind of depends, but it depends on what network it is. But I mean, like when you send crypto from the exchange, it shows you the transaction ID, and there's a button you can press, and it'll take you to the blockchain explorer where you can see the transaction. And every blockchain has a blockchain explorer. So let me show you one, for example. So Etherscan, for example, is the Ethereum blockchain explorer. this Etherscan IO. So you can see every single Ethereum transaction here, but this is where you would type in your wallet address, so like your receiving address. And if you do that, you can see every transaction you've ever made or received from your wallet. But we could probably just find a random address and look at it. Let's look at this. So this is someone's address. I don't know who, we don't know, but this is someone's wallet address right here. And you can see everything. They have 18 ETH in their wallet, which is valued at $54,000. They also have some other tokens, some random crap in there. And then you can see this is all their transactions. This looks like it might be some type of bot wallet because it's transacting pretty often. You can also see internal transactions. This is sending from the wallet. You can see ERC20 specific transactions. But let's click into one of these transactions. So if you want to view a specific transaction, you would select the transaction hash. And this is the transaction hash, which is just an identifier, but you can see this transaction was successful on the blockchain. If it failed, it would say like failed. This would be red, and it wouldn't say success. So yeah, it's kind of an example, but again, it really depends on what blockchain you're looking at. So. Dead Cat Code. I like your profile picture there. Great example. If I generate the seed phrase on Tangem and I add my passphrase, the cars will have the seed phrase plus the passphrase wallet. But how to get the seed phrase wallet? Will that be in Tangem? So they're separate. They're two separate wallets. So it's like having two seed phrases. You have your seed phrase and you have your seed phrase passphrase wallet. So they're two separate wallets. You can't access them at the same time with Tangem unless you have multiple cards. You can only access one seed phrase at a time with Tangem. Indiana Pips, you're welcome. Hopefully you can get that figured out or share more information so we can figure it out here together. Ninja, how are you doing today? I'm doing pretty good. I'm actually doing great. I've been sick for months now, so I'm like, just trying to keep my voice. I got water and tea. I haven't changed my shirt for like 2 or 3 days. It's just kind of how it's going right now, but everything is good right now. I appreciate you asking. 352 Lambo, absolutely. Root says, on your previous video, you suggested at least 3 wallets. Can my burner wallet on that 3 wallet setup you suggested be a hot wallet, or would you suggest a cold wallet for burner? You can definitely use a hot wallet for your burner wallet, and I do that myself. If you're looking for the most secure option, then yes, you would want to use a hardware wallet, of course. But it really depends how much of your portfolio you're holding on your burner wallet. For me, I use my burner wallet as like a very temporary thing. So let's say I'm swapping Ethereum. I'm swapping Ethereum for a meme coin on Ethereum. To do that, I usually use a decentralized exchange, and I don't connect my main cold wallet to decentralized exchanges. So what I'll do is I'll transfer ETH. Let's say I transfer $100 of ETH to my hot wallet. Then I'll connect my hot wallet to the decentralized exchange. I'll do the swap. Let's say I'm buying Pepe. I'll swap for Pepe. Then once I get my Pepe, I send that back to my cold wallet for safekeeping. So that way I never am actually holding crypto on my hot wallet. I'm just using it for the whatever I'm doing at the time, and then I'm getting it out of there as quickly as possible. If you're actually holding an amount of crypto on your burner wallet for a decent period of time, like longer than a day, then I would look into getting a hardware wallet just so that you have that extra security. The best beginner-friendly wallet by far is Tangem. Tangem's Black Friday sale hasn't started yet, but it should be coming up very soon. But Tangem is by far the most user-friendly wallet. If you haven't, if you don't know about Tangem, just type in Tangem review or Tangem user guide, and my videos will pop up. I literally have an entire playlist on my channel dedicated to Tangem wallets. If you go and watch those videos, you'll basically be a professional Tangem wallet user because I've covered everything. Hey Skrilla, other than a sheer insane number of seed phrase word combos, is there anything to prevent a duplicate seed phrase being issued to a different user? Nope, there isn't. Again, it is mathematically impossible to generate the same seed phrase. So I'll just say that. I'm tired of Ledger. Their forced automatic updates for Ledger Live, like Windows, are terrible for a crypto wallet. Automatic updates are stressful. Trezor is like a lifeline. Yeah, I mean, I get that, but it also makes sense because a lot of people will just not update their wallets for years, like for 3 years, and that can cause a lot of issues. What we saw, like when crypto started crashing, is a lot of users. Um, I was just reading about this on Twitter. Like a lot of users access their wallet for their first time in multiple years, and they went to sell their crypto, um, but their wallet had like 3 years of updates worth that needed done, and so they couldn't access them immediately. So what Ledger has done is the automatic updates make it so that at least anytime you connect your wallet to the computer, it will update it. Whereas some people just ignore the updates and they keep pushing it off. So it kind of helps with that. And updates are important because it doesn't only affect the usability, but also the security. So that's probably why they did it. Yep. Thank you, Ninja. Appreciate you. Dead Cat Code currently use a 1-inch crypto wallet, but planning to move to cold wallet like Tangem. Can I just use a seed phrase from 1-inch with a passphrase for Tangem? Would act as a hidden wallet. Yes. You could do that. You could do that. I would personally, if I were you, I would create a brand new seed phrase and I would make that seed phrase a 24-word seed phrase. And then I would create a passphrase on top of that. 352 Lambo, a burner wallet is a genius idea. Yeah, I mean, I've been using burner wallets literally since I got into crypto. I set up my first crypto wallet in 2020. And then I got my first hardware wallet, a Ledger Nano X, I think at the end of 2020, like literally December, I want to say. And then I've been using it that way since. Keep the cold wallet completely cold, and the hot wallet, just use it as a burner. And I've been using the same hot wallet, the same seed phrase for almost 6 years now. Never had an issue. Just because, just being extra careful. Root says, thanks so much. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you. Of course, of course. I finally caught up to all of the comments, so that's super cool. Again, this is only day 2 of Black Friday. All the deals that are currently available are listed in the description of this live stream, and you won't find these deals anywhere else. Some of them because you literally get an additional discount just by being a part of this community on the channel, which is even better than the normal Black Friday sale on some of these websites. I'll take you through the sales really quick. You get 30% off Rider One, which is it's like a wallet that's like Tangem, but it has a screen. It's 30% off, which is $74 off. And again, all the reviews to all these wallets are also down in the description. If you want to see my full hands-on review, check those out. Then we have Trezor, is the brand that went live today with their Black Friday sale. You got the Save 3 and the Save 5, Save 5 for 40% off, which is an insane deal. $49 for the Save 3, which is one of the cheapest hardware wallets available on the market right now, but also one of the most secure. And then you have the Save 5 at $101, which is one of the most affordable touchscreen wallets on the market. And then we have the brand new Save 7, which is one of my favorite wallets that was recently launched. It's Trezor's first ever wireless wallet. They spent years building this wallet, literally a few years. They have a very small team over at Trezor. Trezor is also, for a lot of you who don't know, they're the first hardware wallet brand. They literally invented hardware wallets, and they invented the seed phrase, the BIP, the seed phrases we all use. They invented that method. So Trezor is quite literally the OG in the space. And the Save 7 is their first ever wireless wallet that you can use with your phone and computer using USB-C or Bluetooth. You can do the setup over using your phone. You can update the firmware using your phone. You can manage all your crypto using your phone or your computer. It also uses 2 open source secure element chips Trezor has always remained 100% open source, which is good for transparency. That means anyone can review the code. They can also find and fix vulnerabilities quicker. And it is the first ever quantum ready hardware wallet, not quantum proof, quantum ready hardware wallet, which means they're already using post quantum code that allows them to, it will allow them to implement post quantum updates if like Bitcoin or Ethereum, for example, ever releases a post quantum update for the network. The Trezor Safe 7, in theory, should be able to implement that technology a lot easier than some of these other hardware wallets that might not have this technology in the wallet already. And for this wallet, it's $249, but you get the free wireless charger. And that's the deal. And then we have the Keystone 3 Pro, which is one of the most well-known air-gapped wallets on the market. It's 100% open source. It has 3 secure element chips because you can manage and store 3 separate seed phrases in this wallet. It also has a biometric fingerprint scanner. And yeah, it uses a camera on the back for transaction signing because it's air-gapped. So those are the deals for today. Washington, D.C. 2847. Which one would you recommend, Trezor or Ledger? Which is better? So better is subjective. Both Trezor and Ledger are going to secure your crypto equally. What you need to look at first is coin support. That's the very first thing you should check. Does the wallet you're looking at support the cryptocurrencies you want to secure? Ledger supports more cryptocurrencies than Trezor. Both, if you go to either website and go to the coin support tab, you can search for all the crypto you own and see whether the wallet supports it or not. If a wallet doesn't support the cryptocurrencies you hold, then you can't use that wallet. So that's the quickest way to eliminate the wallet that's not right for you and find the one that's right for you. But of course, they're both. And then the next thing I would check is device compatibility. But both, most of the Ledger wallets, except for the Ledger Nano S Plus, but most of the Ledger wallets and then the Trezor Safe 7 work with both your desktop computer and your mobile device. But other than that, you really can't go wrong with either one. Dead Cat Code says, thank you. You single-handedly convinced me to buy Tangem. I would wait for Black Friday sale or buy it anyways. Using 24-word or 12-word would still create a cold wallet. So why another new wallet? Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, if you set up a brand new 24-word seed phrase on your Tangem wallet, you already have a new wallet in that case. So you wouldn't even need to add a passphrase if you don't want to. But yeah. $352 Lambo says, I wish I found this channel years ago. Better late than never. Well, I appreciate you saying that, and I'm happy to always have you on the live stream. Indiana Pip says, I love my Trezor wallets. The Tangem I didn't find quite as easy to navigate, but that could be because I prefer Trezor, but Tangem is great too. I'm giving a set to my daughter. Nice. Yeah, I mean, some people prefer using their computer to manage their wallet, which is, what Trezor is really good at. Whereas with Tangem, obviously you can't do that. So it might be just a preference of how you manage it. Hi, Squirrel, going to review all your Tangem videos and set mine up. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, the only video you really need to watch to get the setup done is just type in Tangem Wallet User Guide, the one I just posted like a few weeks ago. And that one I walk you through step by step in real time. So it's not like super fast or anything. I walk you through how to set it up with the seed phrase and all that good stuff. So definitely check that one out. Mighty Tone says, Ledger uses a screen that runs off the secure element. Do any of these other reputable wallets do that? And do you think that is a deal breaker for you at all if you're being careful? So yeah, Ledger is the only wallet that's running off. Well, I think the Rider One actually, Daisy, yeah, I think the Rider One wallet, the secure element is also connected to the button here. So it's similar to Tangem or to Ledger's secure screen. But as far as the secure screen being a deal breaker for me, absolutely not. I think Ledger is just on a mission to make the most absolute most secure wallet possible, even if the things they're doing to make it secure are minimal. And I'm not trying to take away from what they're doing. I'm just saying it might not be so likely that a wallet like Trezor, just because it uses a different chip to communicate with the screen, doesn't mean that it's likely to get hacked. It's just a technicality that because that chip isn't a secure chip, that it could be more vulnerable. But in that sense, the way they design the wallet is that there's no private information um, in that chip that they could access. So it doesn't really matter. So no, it's not a deal breaker for me. Thanks for the Etherscan help. I checked and found what I needed. I was sure the address everyone could see, but hesitate for hacking purpose. No worries. As long as you got it figured out, that's what's important. KA Q&A. There we go, baby. All your information is really valued for us. Thank you. Awesome. That's what I like to hear. Thank you. If you want to use it, it is a brand new wallet address on my wallet. I was supposed to receive some funds to. If you think it is secure, I'll share so you can show. You don't have to. I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable or do anything you don't want to do. You don't need to share your address for everyone. As long as you got it figured out, I think that's what's most important. I already showed everyone an example of how Etherscan works a little bit, so no need to share it. Google user 5536 says, I hear you talking about Tangent and Ledger a lot. Do you not like OneKey anymore? Is it not safe? I like OneKey. They're just not, I just feel like OneKey is not really like innovating or doing a lot of new stuff. I mean, OneKey's been pretty static. So it's a good wallet. I like OneKey. I still trust OneKey. But like Tangent is always coming out with new updates and new features, and Ledger is coming out with new products and new updates. So that's what I talk about. But yeah, I definitely have some stuff I need to cover with OneKey, but they're just not as active as other brands. Should I consider Trezor other than Tangent? If you want to, again, it really depends on what you're looking for. When you're choosing a cold wallet, you want to check coin support, device compatibility, and then from there, look at the actual device. Do you prefer a touchscreen? Do you prefer a wallet with buttons? Do you want your wallet to be waterproof? Do you want it to be durable? Do you want it to be discreet? Like, answer all these very basic questions, and then you can find the perfect wallet for you. If there's something you're looking for and maybe you don't know which direction to look or where to look, definitely share that here and I can help you. But it's really hard to tell you if you should consider Trezor or not without knowing what you're actually looking for. That's like asking me to recommend a food, even though I have no idea who you are or what kind of food you like or your allergies. Like, it's just not something I can do. It's like, do you like Italian? Do you like burgers? What do you like? You kind of gotta explore that. This is great info, well appreciated. It was just to ask, is Tangent compatible maybe with Motorola phone or better using an iPhone? I don't think Tangent would be compatible with Motorola, especially if that Motorola phone doesn't have full NFC support. Tangent is a mobile-only wallet, so it does need full NFC support. But Tangent is mainly an Android and iOS phone. If Motorola is running Android operating system, then it could work. But again, it still needs the full NFC compatibility. What's the advantages of holding multiple wallets? Diversification. You don't want to keep all your eggs in one basket. You want to spread your crypto out across multiple wallets or at least multiple seed phrases. That way you spread your risk. Otherwise, you end up like Brandon LaRoque, which is a retired guy who had $3 million worth of XRP in one wallet and lost all of it because he had it all stored in one wallet. He could have avoided that by just diversifying his crypto. Rob says, also, can you explain the transfer between an exchange and cold wallet? You said the exchange holds the keys. When you transfer to a cold wallet, does that key transfer to you? Absolutely not. The process is the same. You copy the receiving address from your cold wallet, you hit send in the exchange, you paste your cold wallet receiving address, and that crypto is sent to your wallet address. Your wallet address is controlled by your keys. So you have to understand how crypto actually how it works. Crypto is not stored on exchanges, and it's not stored on cold wallets or crypto wallets. Crypto only lives on the blockchain. And we all have our address is essentially our accounts on the blockchain. So in the case of a crypto exchange, you're essentially borrowing access. Not even, but they own the keys to the addresses where your crypto is actually stored. the crypto exchange interface is just an interface. That's not actually crypto. You don't actually own that. It's basically just numbers. And then once you confirm a transaction, their backend handles all the on-chain stuff and all the wallet stuff. So yeah, if your crypto is on an exchange, you don't actually own it, and that's not actually your crypto. You don't actually control it because again, the exchange has their own wallets that control the keys to the accounts on the blockchain. So when you transfer crypto from the exchange, for example, all that's happening is it's going from one blockchain address to another address. And in this case, it's going from the crypto exchange wallet address to your wallet address where you own and control the keys. I'd like to add that he allegedly lost 3 million. Well, it is verifiable on the blockchain, those transactions as well as the mixers. So I mean, it did happen. There was $3 million worth of XRP that was removed from his wallet address, sent to another wallet address, and then sent to a mixer and split between a bunch of different addresses. So that really did happen, and it's all verifiable on the blockchain. The blockchain doesn't lie. The blockchain is 100% transparent. So yeah. Pearls of wisdom. I pick up several knowledge nuggets. I like that. Every time I listen to you, you are awesome, very patient, giving, and intelligent. Much appreciated. Thank you. I appreciate your kind words. About 2 weeks ago, I bought a disassembled SafePal X1. It does not have a tamper under the cover. On Google, you can find a photo of a disassembled SafePal S1. It also does not have a tamper. I don't know what you mean by a tamper. Like, I think tamper proof really would just mean if you take apart the wallet, it would basically destroy like a connection or something, so you can't access it. But that's why secure chips are important, because if someone is taking apart your wallet, that means they're going to try to physically hack it, using various physical brute force attacks like fault injections or like power glitches or all these different attacks that need physical access to the device. That's why secure chips are important, because secure chips are designed to be immune to those types of attacks. Yeah, I mean, again, everything, if someone ever claims something happened in their crypto and they share the addresses and stuff, you can go and look all this up on the blockchain. The blockchain doesn't lie. Now, whether he had there's an argument to say like he just sent his crypto from one wallet to another, and it would look like someone sent his crypto out of his wallet. But because it was sent through mixers, definitely is that's a common thing that scammers do, and it's not something that like an average Joe could do. It's kind of it's a complicated process for someone who doesn't know what they're doing. So unless Brandon LaRoque is actually some kind of rogue crypto guy who's trying to evade taxes or do something crazy, which is possible. I'm also not saying that's the case. But I'm just saying that would probably be like the only scenario. But the guy seems, to be honest, he's pretty clueless about how crypto works and how crypto wallets work. Yeah, what do I think of EliPal? It's not a brand that I recommend anymore. I have all the EliPal wallets, but due to several interactions I've had with them on a personal level through emails and things, and on my channel, it's just not a brand that I feel comfortable recommending or even want to recommend anymore. Would you talk about diversification, one seed phrase, many passphrases versus multiple seed phrases? I would just go watch my video that I posted a couple weeks back. It's if you just go to the video tab on my channel, I made an entire video with an entire process or an entire method that you can use to diversify your crypto. It's called "If I Wanted to Diversify My Crypto in 2026, I'd Do This ASAP." Just go and watch that video. What is the Bitcoin site like Etherscan? You just want to type in on Google, just type in Bitcoin Block Explorer or Blockchain Explorer, and use one of those. So there's like blockchain.com, btscan.org. Oh, I'm not sharing my screen, am I? Let's see. Again, if you just type in like whatever blockchain you want to explore, then type in followed by Blockchain Explorer. So Solana, Blockchain Explorer, Bitcoin, Blockchain Explorer. That's probably the easiest way to find explorers. Like here on Google, I typed in Bitcoin Blockchain Explorer. There's several ones you can use. You can just use blockchain.com, and then you can just enter your transaction hash or your wallet receiving address right here, and then it'll bring up, all the different transactions. So yeah, here's some kind of Bitcoin address I clicked on. It actually looks like it's the dead address. That's interesting. Anyways, Mighty Tone, the verification in terms of security is about the seed phrase and the passphrase, not whether it's ledger, trezor. Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like when it comes to protecting your crypto, what you're actually protecting are the keys to your crypto, which is your seed phrase. What do I recommend, Richard? If this is your first cold wallet, I would look into Tangem. But again, it's hard to recommend someone a wallet without knowing what you're looking for. Do you want to manage it on your phone? Do you want to manage it on your computer? Do you want to manage it on both devices, or have the option to manage it on both devices? What cryptocurrencies are you looking for to support? What's your experience level? Like, I can't just recommend you a wallet without knowing a little bit more about what you're looking for. But I'd say in general that my favorite brands right now are Trezor, Ledger, and Tangem. So I would start there. The first thing you want to check is coin support. Does the wallet support the cryptocurrencies you want to hold with it? Then check device compatibility. Does the wallet work with the devices you want to use to manage it? So like if you only have an iPhone, does it work with iPhone? If you only have a computer, does it work with your computer? But if it is your first cold wallet, I would probably start with Tangem. That is the most user-friendly wallet. LEPAL seems lame. I mean, I've used their wallets. They work fine. It's just, again, not a company that I really want to promote anymore. That said, this was day 2 of the Black Friday sales. All the links to all the current Black Friday deals are listed in the description of this live stream, along with reviews for each wallet. We have day 3 tomorrow. There's another wallet sale that's starting. And then we have some more sales starting Friday. So if there's a brand that you're still waiting for, stay tuned because those sales are yet to come. I appreciate you all for joining the live stream. I'll see you all tomorrow.